Hi, I'm Joanna Figueroa, and this is Fig Tree and Company. And today I wanted to show you some of our goodies. One of my favorite new things that we have is we have a special project with Aurifil. We have a brand new thread collection of fig tree colors. It's got all of my favorite yummies in there, and I'm using it for binding and for quilting. And it's just so great to have all of my favorite thread colors in one spot. And we are also doing a great new project with them where we're doing a little mini box that matches all of our Somerset fabrics. And you open it, and not only does it have the thread colors, but it also has a little mini charm in there. And not only that, but it also has a pattern. And it's a free pattern included in every one of those boxes. And it has all of the instructions to make this little quilt that you see on the table here. And this little quilt has two different kinds of spools in there, and it uses all of the Aurifil threads in there for some fun embellishment. And what we're doing with that is we're doing a contest, and if any one of you or your customers purchase the thread, this little thread box, and you use the threads and this mini charm in a quilt and design your own quilt, we're taking submissions until November 30th, and we're going to pick prizes on November 30th for the best ones, and we're going to have fig tree bundles and fig tree nail polish and patterns as giveaways for the best original mini quilts. And we may even publish that pattern if that's something that our winner is interested in. So we hope some of you and some of your customers will participate. And we also, one of our threads this time around is this fun little pin cushion that's a mushroom. And here it is done out of our Somerset fabrics. And we've also done it out of the Moda linen, the mochi dots. We've used the red dot and the green one in this bigger size mushroom. We've also used the green one and the dark brown one in this one right here. And they just look like great little woodland mushrooms. And it's just a real fun method of putting together a little pin cushion. It has a piece of cardboard inside the cap that basically gives it its structure, and so it makes it an easy thing to gather your thread around. And it's a real fun project for the store. Our new fabric collection is called Somerset. So here on this ladder, we've got Somerset in the gray colorway and the aqua and in the cream and this new kind of limey green. And this is my very favorite print in the entire collection right there. I'll show that to you guys in a couple of the products too. And then cream and the red, and then that yummy orange, and going into that dark brown. So that's the whole grouping. It's called Somerset, and everything in the booth is made out of that today. So the first thing up is we've decided to join the mini insanity that seems to be going on all around market. And we're doing minis of some of our big sized patterns. And the first one I was gonna show you is called Mini Canned Pears. And it's a little miniature version of our standard canned pears pattern. And the next mini is called Blossom. And this is the 2-color version of it. And over here on this side of the clothesline is the multicolored version of the same pattern right there. And that's a mini of a larger quilt that we have in our book with fabric and thread. So it's the exact same, but small. This right here next to that one is our mini cherry pie. And you can see the standard cherry pie is down there, 2 different quilts of it actually, of the regular size. And then that's the mini version of it. Behind me here is, well, let me show you the last mini first, is called Stitch. It's our 4th mini. And this one, the mini came first, and the standard size pattern is actually gonna get released in the summer. We made the mini first, and we just didn't want to wait 6 months to show it to you guys, so we released the mini first, and then we'll have to do the regular one a little bit later. One of our new threads patterns is this super simple dress called Summertime, and it uses that print that I was telling you about. It's basically our version of a pillowcase dress. And what I mean by that is like that standard dress that you make with the front and the side, the front and the back that are the same, cut from a pillowcase more or less. Our version is basically more or less the same and on the front and the back, other than we cut this a little bit lower and put an elastic in the back and a casing in the top for a tie. Basically, it's a project that can be done in under an hour for most size girls, size 5 to 10. That's our little thread, and those are the minis. Behind us, I don't know if you'd have to back up or look over the clothesline, That's our new jelly roll pattern back there. It's called Twirl, and it basically takes one jelly roll, a background, and a fabric for the stem. The thing that I love about that pattern is that it's the same exact block, turned exactly the same way, but depending on how you position it, it looks like falling leaves all through it. And I think it has a great amount of movement. The second quilt I'm going to move this stitch out of the way for you, is our Sweet 16 pattern. And on the wall back here, you can see it done with an aqua background out of the Somerset fabrics. And down here on the ground is the same pattern in a much more traditional palette, done out of our favorite current fig tree fabrics with a cream background. And you can see how completely different it looks. Same exact pattern, just a completely different feel to it. Our next pattern, this might be my favorite this time around, is the Navajo Stars pattern. And the pattern itself is available in a 4-star like that one. It's also available in the pattern on how to finish it up as just a single star. It's the 9 version of the star, which in the pattern itself, so you've got the 9 version with the green and the cream alternating stars, and then the 4 version, which is right behind me, and then the single version. So it's got a lot of versatility in terms of what people can do, and it's done with honey buns, which we have in this collection. So the collection will come with honey buns, and this is a perfect honey bun pattern. So behind me over on this side, I don't know if you want to walk around and we can walk to this side. This is one version of this pattern. It's called Homestead. We found a vintage pattern that we fell in love with, and it had the pattern like this, where each of the solids or the very tone-on-tone prints, the rows of houses were all together. So we reproduced it almost identical to what we saw. And then when the fabric came for the new collection, we did it very much scrappy with 20 different fabrics, where each house is a different fabric, and it's all, the colors are all mixed up. So again, 2 completely different feels for the same pattern, same directions, just all depends so much on the fabric.